Let's see if this is working. I think it is okay. How does it sound though? Let's see if this is... Okay, great. All right. All right. I hope... I do have a fan running because it's so hot in here. But I think we should be good. Let me see. If I turn that off, and then maybe point this here. Okay. So the plan is I have, let me point this here. There we go. So I have a bunch of acrylic paint that I haven't used in so long. There was a period of time where I was really into painting with acrylics, but that's been a while because I haven't been working on any like larger paintings. Like I have a couple here and there that I've worked on, but those were like later last year, like towards the end of last year. But I have a bunch of paints, and I want to do a painting today. Let me grab a palette, and we can test something out real quick. Let me see if this works. If we do this, how does that work? Is it working? Let's see. I have to wait because of latency. Let's see if it's working. This is taking so long. Oh snap, it works. Okay, I'll be back in a second, all right? We're back. I had to grab a quick something to paint on really quick. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh, I forgot. I have to grab something else as well. Sorry. So even though we're painting with acrylic, goodness, I keep thinking like someone's back there or something, but I don't know. Even though we're painting with acrylic, I still like to paint kind of small for now, just until I get back to the swing of everything. Until I get back to the swing of acrylics and stuff like that, I want to start small. So we're gonna still paint on, these are 4x6, so these are still really small. Yeah, these are really small boards. 4x6, but it's really similar actually. And let me see if there's someone behind me. Okay, there's not. But doesn't that corner look like there's like, whatever. Okay. It's really similar sized to my sketchbook. And you guys could even see, this is a preview This is a sketch I did today, but it's not going to be a video. It's going to be a YouTube short. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is a sketch I did today. So you guys will see that in a short sometime soon. But yeah, it's really similar sized. This one just the panel's a little bigger. Should be good actually. But alright, let's get this stuff over here, get that out of the way. And let's start putting down some paints on my expensive palette. So we have Indian yellow, which basically I just kind of use similarly to like a yellow ochre. I might need my knife. A cadmium-free yellow, which is like my lemon yellow, similar to that. It's actually more like a medium yellow, but it's close enough for me. A burnt sienna. This one's transparent, so it doesn't have a lot of opacity, which kind of sucks, honestly, but it does enough of the job. I've actually don't know if I've ever used this one, this specific color. You guys can see it's really full, because I don't like to use. I don't really love these like scarlet reds, like these really warm reds that don't have any like pink value to them, or any like pink hint. We have ultramarine. I actually don't know. This might be my last tube of ultramarine acrylic. Goodness. I might need my knife or a pair of scissors. Ooh. Just trying to pull this. Oh, that we might have messed it up. Okay, I'm gonna need a pencil or something. Okay, we can just push it in and then it'll come out later. Just push it in and then see if that doesn't mess everything up. There we go. Goodness. That tube was kind of constipated in a way. This is a sap green. I almost thought it was a hooker's green, but I think it's just sap green. Also, I think you guys can tell I don't take great care of these. I kind of... Oh my god. I don't put the caps back on. I let them dry out. Look at how much dry paint is here. Look at this. It's quite a bit of dry paint. It actually is a lot. Like, that's literally like... I think that's quite a bit. We'll put that here. If it's... It might all be dried up. Well, let's see. We're gonna need some of that. Let's move these off to the side. I'd really like, once I have my own studio and stuff, to have a bigger desk. Because even though this is like a relatively decent desk, it feels tiny sometimes. This is ivory black, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think ivory black is the less opaque one. And I think that Mars black is the more opaque one, but they're different colors in general. So that's not the only difference, but they're I think that's something that separates them. And I probably shouldn't just throw these on the ground. Alright, guess I need them again. We already used Indian yellow, and we have Mars black, which is our last color. We'll put that like here. Okay. So this is what we got. We have a cadmium yellow, an Indian yellow, burnt sienna, cadmium red, sap green, ultramarine blue, and then ivory black and Mars black. That's what we'll be rolling with. I guess let me see. Actually, I don't know if I can do that. I think that might mess everything up. Maybe I could pull up on here. Yeah, I'll just do it on here. Okay, let me do it on here. So the reference is actually a photo that I have on my Ko-Fi that you guys can get for free. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, the reference is the reference is from a plein air session that I went on a couple weeks ago now. Let's see if I can find it. But yeah, I've gotten to the habit now of taking photos whenever I go plein air painting. Like a good 30 or something photos every time. And I plan to use them, or just give them to you guys. If you guys can use them, then that'd be good too. Let's see, where is it at? Where is the photo? Okay, here it is. Here's the photo. So here's the reference. I wish I could let's see if we can full screen it. Yeah, there we go. This is a reference that I took a couple weeks ago now. And if you go to my Ko-Fi, you can find it there. It's on like, there's a bunch of different reference packs that you can look through, but this one's, I think it's called like References at the Beach or something like that. But I think you guys you'll recognize it once you see it. So that's the reference we're working with today. I think I'll keep it over here. Okay. There's so much stuff to keep organized when you stream like this. I have all my painting supplies, and then I have all this computers and stuff. And goodness. Let's put our glasses back on. I really like this reference. It's very different than a lot of stuff that I would normally paint. Ooh. Okay, I think we'll use this one for now. I don't want to mess up my good brushes, so we'll use this one for now. Oh, you know what? I forgot white. We don't have titanium white. Okay, we have some titanium white paint. And we'll add that to our palette. Okay. Yeah, this reference is a little different than what I would normally focus on for plein air. A lot of times I'm trying to think how I'm going to approach this. A lot of times I try to look for like the horizon, and that's kind of like the that's kind of like the key that everything else is built on, is the horizon line. I'm trying to see how I can do this and keep my chat up at the same time. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay, goodness, that was a lot of work. Like, that took all of my mental concentration to do. Okay, the only thing I wish is that I wish I had taken the reference photo and put it on the side here. Maybe we can do that a little later in the stream. I just want to get started right now. I want to get started. So I think what I'm going to do is just try to block in some of these really big shapes. And then we can deal with the details later. Okay. So the first thing, there's like a huge shape right here. But yeah, what I was saying is that this reference photo was very different than kind of how I normally would, like the kind of things I would look for in a painting. This one was kind of different. And I think typically in a painting, I'd kind of look for like a stable point, I guess you could say, like something that's like an anchor, I suppose. Yeah, I'm looking for like an anchor, which I guess in this painting it would be the shadows, which we're going to get to here in a second. So I'm looking for like an anchor. What else do I look for? Let me think. I guess I would have to really have to think more about like what I'm looking for when I'm scouting on a location. I think for the most part it's just intuition. Like I don't think I'm really thinking that hard about it. I just kind of go onto a location and hope for the best, and then see what's available to me. Because I'll find a way to make it work. Like it used to happen a lot more, where I would go out to paint, and then I just like wouldn't find anything that was like satisfying enough or that made me like really want to go paint. But at this point, I've kind of just like if I've somehow dedicated the time and found the mental energy to go out and paint, I'm like going to paint. So I'll make anything work. Like I don't know. I don't really have. I'm picky like everyone else. Like all of the artists I think are picky. But I'll take a subpar. I'll take a subpar location and try my best. But I used to be really, really picky. I've gotten so much less picky. Okay. I'm not used to these colors. I'm so used to my normal 12 or my normal like 9, I think. Maybe I should show it again and just keep the chat really small. I don't think you guys would mind that. Let's put this here. Oh. Okay. So there's the goodness. We just have everything. Look at this. Look at how crowded my painting setup is right now. But this is a reference. It's a photo I took a while ago. I'm going to try to do a painting of it. We get more blue on this right side. Yeah, I don't always feel as comfortable with acrylics as I do with gouache. So I don't really understand sometimes how people can be so effective with like a lot of different mediums. Like there's some that are kind of adjacent, but I feel like acrylic and gouache they're close, but they definitely act a lot differently. Like I feel like gouache kind of behaves a little better. Like if you're used to using I'm sorry, I hope you guys aren't like, I'm kind of confused. Okay, let's turn this off. Or let's find a way to make this look less cluttered. Maybe that helps a little bit. Okay. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was saying that I feel like gouache is like a better version of watercolor, and I feel like acrylic is like a worse version of oils. So I feel like they're just like they're very different. Like even though they're kind of, they look the same and they kind of like have some similar, like on paper their properties are kind of similar. Even though on paper their properties are kind of similar, I feel like they're very, very different. But yeah, I definitely feel like gouache is a better, more well-behaved watercolor. It's like watercolor if there was like, if the rules weren't as difficult. There's a lot of gray in this reference, which I know is going to give me some trouble. But I kind of picked this reference for that because it's just so different than a lot of the other stuff that I would do. I also feel like painting from a photo, not that it's any better or worse, because I feel like you hear that a lot. You hear people say like, don't paint from photos because it doesn't give you like color or whatever. I feel like photo gives you color fine, but I feel like it almost makes things too specific. I feel like working from a photo makes things a little bit too specific. Because now I'm trying to match like the accurate, I'm trying to match the color, like is this the same as this, or like, when if I was out on location, I would just put down something that looked close enough and be done with it. Okay, I wish I had a lemon yellow actually, because this is going to be a very different green than what I'm seeing. Very different green than what I'm seeing. Let's put it in the darks. Let's see if that helps things out. I also love that so many of these streams are like, because I usually kind of cut it out in the video a little bit, but so many of these streams are just like me trying to like, me struggling and failing through paintings. Yeah, let's see if, oops, it's too red. I forgot what I was saying. Goodness. Oh, I feel like I struggle through these paintings a lot in the streams. So you definitely see like, if they succeed, then it's like good proof that you can work through the ugly stage, but if they fail, like, it's good proof that I fail all the time. This reference might take a little while, honestly. Which maybe it'll be fun for you guys, but I was pretty excited the other day. I found a new location, and it's weird because it's in a location that it's in like the general vicinity of a spot that I've been to before. It's just like you have to climb a little deeper. Or, I don't know what to say, but like you have to go a little more off path to get to it. And the spot was so nice, and yeah, I definitely have plans to go back there and do some more paintings at that location. But I did paint there a couple days ago, and so I have a video that should be coming out this Sunday from that location. But it was so nice. There was like so much water and so much water there, and so much like it was just really nice. Hey VVS Kuntashi. Yeah, that's a spot I'm definitely gonna go back to. That's actually, if you've been watching for a long time, like I think this might have been like one of my first plein air videos. This is the same location that I found. There's a video where I find these bones. Like I find these bones of like it looked like a deer or something. I don't quite know what it was exactly. But it's that same location, but it's like further down. Yeah, that's a really old video. I think it was the video where I was painting the clouds. It's that one. In the video where I was painting those clouds in the beginning, not the most recent cloud one, but the one from like 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, I think. In that video, I find these big bones, and it honestly looks like a bull or something, but I think it was just like a deer. That's what I think it was. What are your top 5 scenic? This is a wonderful question, VVS Kotashi. My top 5. I really don't know. I always have these ideas of like places I'd want to paint, but I can't actually think of any off the top of my head. I really gotta think about that. Here we go. I'd like to go somewhere where I could paint cars more, because I haven't done very many car paintings. I've also had this idea of using acrylic markers at a cafe, but I just haven't. One, I don't know if I want to go paint at a cafe. I think it's lagging a little bit. Is it lagging for you guys? Let's see. I think we're good again. It was lagging there for a second. Yeah, I've had this idea of going to a cafe and sketching with acrylic markers, but I haven't really had the urge to go do that. There's also, I'd really like to go camping and do a camping video where I like set up my whole camp and I do a couple paintings. I do like a painting in the afternoon and then a painting when I wake up in the next morning. That's an idea I'd like to do. The only thing that makes me a little more nervous is that I was convinced that there weren't like bears in where I live, but I just saw something that there have been more bear sightings lately where I live, so I don't know if I really want to go do that right now. I don't know. Especially like I've gone kind of like half gone camping like in my backyard, But I've never like been like really far out and just like had the supplies I bought and nothing else. So I've never done that. I don't know if I want to do that where bears are at. Okay, next we're gonna have to deal with, I guess we don't have to do it next, but we're gonna have to deal with at some point all this, all the grass blades. You know what we can do? In order to kind of separate things, we can kind of set up well, I guess you guys will see. You guys will see. Let's try to set up like a separation between these two values, because there's two, in my mind, there's like two pretty clear values. There's like these really bright strands that have the sun coming through them, and then everything else, which is like this mid-tone value. So I think we should just wash out all of this stuff, all of this corner and down here, wash that out and put like, just make them a little darker, like that, a little more blue, I guess. But yeah, just block these all out. Back up a bit. Block this all out, block that out, block that out. Put some touches in there. And then block this out. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll work in with the value later, I guess. This feels so different than what I normally paint, even though it's really not that much different. Like it is nature still, but it just feels so like just a different composition style. Which, like, when I take these references for you guys on location, I try to pick stuff, like I try to take photos of things that I thought about painting for a second, but I'm like, today's just not the day for that. But I try to take pictures of like things that would be nice painting spots. But like, one, I wouldn't want to stay in there, or like it's too hot, or just things that I wouldn't paint on location but are still really pretty. And this was one of those things. Okay, we're getting the essence, I think. I think I'd like to put in the footprints now. Yeah, let's put in the footprints. Let's do... The footprints are kind of like a flat value, so let's... They're definitely darker than the ground. Just talking my way through this. Okay. Zoom back in. I think you guys have seen it. You guys have seen the reference for a while now. Let me back this up. Okay. The first footprint is kind of like that. These are actually my footprints too. That would be kind of weird if they weren't, I guess. Like this and like that. And this one back here is even darker. I wish I had a burnt umber. I actually don't think I do. I sold quite a bit of my paint. Let's see. Just because I wasn't using it for so long. But let's see if I have a burnt umber. Oh, okay, I do. Oh my goodness, we're lucky. I do. I keep thinking I see someone back or something back there. Maybe I'm just spooky or just nervous. Have you guys ever had sleep paralysis? I don't want to jinx anybody and make them have it, but that's a really strange experience to have. Sleep paralysis is like really scary. Well, actually, it wasn't. I've had it twice now. I'm very thankful I haven't had it in a long time. But it was just like very like unsettling. It just doesn't quite feel right. It very much doesn't feel right. But that kind of reminded me of it because I just kind of thought like I saw like a dark something back there. You know what's crazy? It doesn't even feel like a dream. Like when I had it that one time, it didn't even feel like a dream. It just felt like a long continuation of like kind of not really falling asleep, and then all of a sudden there's like a dark figure that's like moving towards you. But it didn't feel like I went to sleep and then I'm starting a dream, and then it just felt like, and then even when I woke up, it just felt like a long continuation. It didn't feel like I woke up and now I know that was a dream. It just felt like I don't know. But I think they say that that's just from stress or whatever. But I haven't had one of those in a long time. Do you guys dream people? I know some people say that they don't even have dreams, or that they like don't remember their dreams at all. I think that's kind of a little bit sad, honestly. I think I've always been a dream person. I've always had like really odd dreams, or like really memorable dreams, or dreams that I have like multiple times, like reoccurring dreams. Let's put this foot in before we talk more about dreams. Okay. I got a comment the other day as well that was kind of funny. I've been trying to post more shorts, and one of them I posted was just like me sketching through a little filter that like mixed everything up. I thought that was kind of funny and whatever, kind of interesting. But there was someone said like, oh, I thought she was holding whatever. But I thought it was so funny that like just based on like this is all they saw essentially. They saw this pen and like my fingers like this, and they just made the assumption that I was a young woman. I thought that was so funny. I thought that was funny. For a long time I didn't have my face in the videos, and I didn't have my voice or anything. So I wonder what people assumed. Like, it's just funny to think about that. Like you can kind of assume anything because I didn't put anything out to be contrary to it. But yeah, even when I was like painting just on Instagram before I had a YouTube, I wonder if people thought I was a young woman back then or something. I guess it wouldn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's actually really difficult working with acrylics again, but I'm enjoying it. I think I'd be down to do more acrylic stuff. I just have to get the hang of it again. And I think because I don't have the same colors, it's a little bit different too. Like I think if my acrylic palette was the exact same as my gouache palette, I think I'd be a little less confused. Alright, let's put, this is going to be like fully opaque paint. There we go. it's like the same color. Let's see if it dries the same. That's going to be a question to ask. It's really not very bright. That's another thing I didn't like. I didn't love about acrylic when I was using it more often. Hold on. Let's actually grab a different blue. This would be like unthinkable if I was using gouache. But for some reason, this blue seems to be a little better for mixing like really lively greens. Let's put this down somewhere. See if that helps us out a bit. But yeah, when I'm painting with gouache, my palette, the colors that I've used have been all that I've needed. But this one makes so much more vibrant greens. Like, look at this color. Even if we mix in some more green. You actually need to go more brown. Also, sorry if it gets quiet. Sometimes I forget that the mic is over here and not over here where the camera is. Okay, let's put this in. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a totally different green. Maybe you guys can't see it, but it's a very different color. You know, there's an artist that I haven't seen in a long time. What was her name? I forgot, but she painted like a lot of sunflowers. I forgot her name though. Whatever, maybe I'll remember it halfway through. But she was really good, and this kind of reminds me of her stuff when she would paint flowers and stuff. I really blanking on her name. Goodness. But I think she's more so an Instagram artist. I think that's why. This is actually gonna plague me until I find it out. Let me look up. I think I know. On the tip of my tongue, but I just really can't. I don't want to sound really ignorant. Oh, I'm never gonna. I might never get this. I don't know this person's name. Man, I really can't think of them. They were so good too. I think they probably still paint. I probably still follow them on Instagram. I feel like their last name was So. That's the only thing I remember. I feel like their last name might have been So. But I can't remember. And I don't want to keep thinking about random names. But I'm very bad with that. Like when something is on the tip of my tongue, I have such a hard time just letting it go. I also realized I could be getting two artists mixed up, which would be really a shame. I'm trying my hardest to just let this go and not keep thinking about this name, but it's absolutely like eating me up. Man, I really don't know this person's name. Maybe I'll just go on Instagram in a second and try to figure it out. Spend a half hour looking for this person's name, this artist's name. They're really popular too. Okay, let's put in a closer value for this. This is kind of like a placeholder color, but in reality it's more like gray. Put some white, put some brown, put some blue. This also kind of reminds me of like those Instagram days when I was doing a lot of like challenges and people would post like a draw this in your style. This reminds me of that because I would really be trying to make stuff like as accurately as possible. I feel like art was kind of a different thing for me back then. I feel like it was, I don't even know how to explain it. But I almost feel like there was more of a community back then on Instagram. Like when you could like, everyone was doing draw this in your style. And there'd be a ton of people you could look through and like, you know, talk about their art and stuff like that. And people would find your art like really organically. I'm not really on Instagram anymore. I'll post occasionally. And I think I might post back on there again sometime. But actually, oh wait, actually I forgot they did that thing with like AI, right? So I don't know if I'll post on Instagram again. What was I saying? Oh, but I just feel like that time was very nice. That time of posting on Instagram and like there was a kind of a big community there and you could meet people organically. That was pretty fun. And I know there's been like replacements, like haven't there been like apps that have tried to do like a DeviantArt kind of thing, like what's it called, Blue Note or like Bird's Eye or something? I don't know. All these apps, I don't know. I don't have the mental space for them right now. I think being consistent on YouTube is hard enough. I don't know if I could add another app. Even like TikTok, even though I make short videos nowadays, I don't know if I could handle like having a TikTok. Or like actively trying to like really post on there a lot. I don't know if I could handle it. I don't know. I like posting here, and I like the fact that it's not a little less aggressive than I feel like the whole shorts race of like trying to make a bunch of these shorts and do a bunch of this stuff. Even though I do plan to make more shorts, and shorts have really been helping me with the channel lately. As much as I was against it, I think shorts definitely do help, and they've been helping quite a bit. So even if you don't watch them, I hope that you can at least endure the fact that I post shorts nowadays. That's a layer that has to dry now. Maybe we'll add in these blues again. Try to get them more accurate as well. put in the bulk right here. Have we hit an hour yet? Has this been an hour? 50 minutes, okay. Try to stream for as long as I can. At least now I can take like little tiny breaks. Because before I would just like have to, I don't know, leave the room and then have you guys stay around my room. But now we have, let's see, is this it? There we go. I think that's so sick. So now, yeah, now we can do that, which is a good addition. I'm honestly not feeling super hopeful about this painting. I feel like maybe I bit off more than I can chew, honestly, with the reference. The reference, but also the materials too. I feel like maybe I could have handled this with gouache, but I feel like it's starting to kind of fall apart with acrylic. Which I have no shame in starting over. We can definitely start over. If I get to like the hour-and-a-half mark and it still is like looking unredeemable, I might just go ahead and call it a night or call it a day with this one. And maybe we'll start another painting. Let's use a smaller brush. I'm just going to try to put in some of the very darkest little pinpoints that's inside of the grass blades. I'm so close to tossing this painting and giving up. I think I might, honestly. All the positivity aside, I think I might. This one might not be redeemable. I don't know how much I want to redeem into. Let's see. I mean, let's see if I can find a better reference as well. I do have a lot of better references in this, or ones I think I could handle today. Let's see. We might do another one. Let's see. Well, this was a fun day. Here's a reference pack that I have from a couple weeks ago. Oh, this is from the zombie palette. Yeah, these references here are from the I feel like this is not gonna work out, and I don't want to push it until I get stressed myself out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this one and put it to the side. Maybe I'll finish it, maybe I won't. But I want to start another one. I want to have... Yeah, I took a lot of good ones here. I really like these ones. This one really stuck out to me at the beginning. So I'll try to do this one. This one seems a little more... Oops. I'm sorry, it's so far away that it's kind of blurry. Okay. It doesn't always go right, and so we're gonna just keep pushing. I'm gonna try another one. We're gonna try this one. I think it lends itself more to painting anyways than the other one. Let me grab another... I want to grab another plate. Hold on a second. Sorry, we've been on mute for like 30 minutes, or for like a minute and a half. I was saying that Robert Eggers, the guy that made The Northman, has another movie that I think I really want to go see called Werewolf. That's the only downside about the break thing, that I forget that I have to unmute. Yeah, I was saying how much I like Robert Eggers movies. Even though I've only seen, I didn't see or I don't know if The Witch is his movie, or he did something about witches. I don't know if it was The Witch or whatever. But I've only seen The Northman, but that was enough for me to, realize, that was all it took for me to realize that he's a good director and a good writer. I think he wrote it as well. This is already more enjoyable than the last one. Okay. And while that's drying, we'll put in the sea, or the water. I'm a big fan of landscapes where it's like sky, trees, water. I'm a huge fan of that. And then something in the foreground, like the water's kind of close, but like there's like a tree or something in the really close foreground. We'll definitely have to do another wash for the water to make it more opaque, but it'd be good to just put the value down. And then in this corner there's the trees, so we'll have to account for that. And we'll put that in. That's like almost a true warm gray. See how close this is. Pretty close. We could be more brown though. More blue as well. The other day I watched an art tutorial, which is so rare. I forgot what it was about. But the other day I literally searched something up, like how do you do this? I forgot what it was. But that's so rare for me. I'm typically I'm not gonna say I'm against it, but I just feel like at this point, I'd rather just find out. I'd rather just fail and find out than to really search through a tutorial. But I forgot what it was. But there was something that was just made me search for a tutorial. I'm not sure if I even did it. I don't know if I actually took the advice, but there was something. I forgot what it was. I'll try to remember it, but I just don't remember. Okay, you gotta be careful not to disturb things while they're Still wet. I'll just place these in really quickly. Not be too aggressive with it. Let's see. Is that line straight? It looks pretty straight. It looks like it goes up a little bit on this end. So we'll have to cut that down. You might have overcompensated. You know, one thing I don't miss about acrylic, I don't miss having to pay for glaze, like clear or like a varnish. I don't miss that. There's always, I think it's like $20 for a little bottle of varnish. And that's like the moderately cheap one, I feel like. I think they only get more expensive than that. They only get more expensive than that. Okay. That looks pretty good so far. This feels like plein air. This feels like when I'm plein air painting. Actually, maybe I could do a plein air painting in acrylics like this. There would just be so much more of me waiting around and waiting for things to dry than there already is. Which actually is kind of nice. I don't really have to wait that much when I'm painting with gouache because it dries so quickly, so I'm not doing a lot of like waiting around. So if I wanted to, I could like, I really could like get a painting done in like 30 minutes if I'm on my stuff on plein air. I can really get a painting done really quickly. Like, let's see, do I have? Oh, yeah, here it is. This is a painting I did the other day. Where is it at? This is the one from the location I was talking about earlier in the stream. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. Okay. Like this painting right here. This painting was done probably in like, at least on location, I spent maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And that's with like filming and everything and having to move around. Having to move my camera around and stuff like that. So yeah, if I didn't have to do that, it'd be so much faster. Well, maybe not so much faster, because I don't know how much faster than 30 minutes I could get. I'm not sure if I could really do a 15-minute painting, but it might be close to it. It might be like 20-something minutes, maybe, if I really didn't film and was on top of my stuff. Okay, so do I want to... So if I was painting with gouache right now, I would put in the trees. Thing is, I don't know if I want to paint over this sky again. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We can mess up. And no one will care. So let's put the trees in real quick. I have to think about the opacities and stuff like that. I can't tell if I'm going to have to go back over the sky or if it's going to kind of be what it is right now for the rest of the painting. But I just feel so free when I paint with gouache. Like, it feels like there's not that much that can really go wrong. Because I'm just so used to the medium that I don't really have a lot of, like, fear when I'm painting with it. Which you shouldn't be fearful in the first place, but gouache is particularly comforting to me. Alright, so we have our big one that's kind of like starts here, kind of comes down like that. And that's like about this thick. There we go. Make sure it gets wider, not thinner at the bottom. And then there's another one that's really close to it, and it kind of only separates here, honestly. It separates at the top, and then we have one more that's behind it, like this. This one needs to be a little thicker. And this one kind of comes off at its own angle. There we go. Then of course they have their shadows, which we'll put in. There we go. If you guys watched the last stream, I was talking about how I was running out of blue paint, and so I finally replaced my blue paint. I got some Holbein gouache, which I have never I've just never. Well, first I always thought it was really expensive. I always thought Holbein was like $20 a tube or something like that, just because the name sounds so like, I don't know, it just sounds expensive to me. So I never tried it, but it was so nice. I'm really glad I bought the Holbein gouache, and I think I might honestly switch over to Holbein once I can kind of like once I'm ready to drop money on like all new colors. I think I might go to Holbein because it was pretty nice. Like when actually, I don't know, I still really like Shinhan, so I still might stick around with Shinhan because I do really like it. In Shinhan I could buy like, I think their tubes cost like $5, like around $5 or $6 per each color. The only thing is that I have to pay for shipping when I'm buying Shinhan, because I don't know anybody in the States that's selling Shinhan. I know Amazon has it, but Amazon, I don't think they sell individuals. I think Amazon sells like the packs of like 40 or something like that, which are crazy. Crazy for me, at least. I'm so stuck in my ways with the colors I use, so it's very unlikely you'll ever see me buy a 40 pack of paints. We can take a really similar color and push it through the bottom of the trees as well for our kind of base shadow. How long have we been going? An hour and 12. Okay. we are all good. I'm surprised everything's been smooth this time. My phone's not overheating. The mic seems okay. I think we're still live. Surprising. Okay. Yeah, let's try to push this darker color all the way through. Okay, and from here I think we can just start putting in more opaque colors. And that should really help us out. Until we start using smaller brushes, then things will really mellow out. Oh, there we go. That's a great green. I try, whenever I'm painting like these long tree lines, I try to mix up the type of greens I'm using. What's up, Tonya? Okay, I remember you from the comments. Yes, it will 100% damage this brush. So I have to be careful. I gotta wash this out. Wash the brush out once I'm done. Which, in all likelihood, I'll probably forget. But, yeah, theoretically, I should wash this brush out. Wash this brush out. But I'm so bad about that. I always forget. That's why that's one reason I don't love to paint with acrylic in the first place. Because I have to remember to clean my brushes out. I'm so lazy sometimes. I just don't want to clean them out. It's even worse with oils. With oils, it's like a lost cause. Like, I have some brushes that, like, here are some brushes that I use for oil painting. And these brushes have been, like, saved from, like, permanently being gone. But it took me so long. Like, I was scrubbing with dish detergent and stuff like that just to try to bring these brushes back. Because I left them in, like, multiple nights with oil paint stuck in them. But that's why I kind of love these brushes too. Like, it doesn't really matter. If I'm too hard on this brush, it's only like $1, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm so bad with my brushes. I treat them terribly. So right now what's sticking out to me, the next thing to do, probably the water. Even though the water's pretty close to its final value, I think it's probably the most apparent thing. So let's mix up a little darker and a little bluer, and more opaque. fully blue. We'll add in some of this. You know, I almost bought some Daniel Smith gouache the other day as well. And I've heard that stuff is pretty good. Honestly, the brands I'm really interested, would like to try Schminke. That's a brand I really like to try. Holbein's a brand I just recently got to try. And what else? Schminke, Daniel Smith I'd like to try. I think that's kind of it. There's also a brand that's really like a really cheap brand called P.O.B.O. You guys ever heard of that? There's a really cheap brand that I'd like to try, but I just haven't. I feel like there's got to be a catch with it. Like, it's so cheap, and they sell so much paint. Like, they sell like a. It has to be like 300 milliliters. These are little wood boards. Like, let's see. I have another one. Here they are. These are little like wood panels that I gessoed. So they're like 4x6 gessoed wood panels. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a brand called P.O.B.O. that I want to try, but I feel like there's no way it can be good for the price point that it's at. And I've tried some cheap paint. I feel like I say this every time I talk about different brands of paint. But when I was trying Himi gouache was like, it changed my world, honestly. Because for so long I had been using kids tempera paint. You guys ever tried that? It's like, it basically is just like a big, imagine if you took chalk, like teacher's chalk that you write on the board with, and you ground it up, and you mix it with water. That's kind of like what it feels like. At least once it dries, it feels like that. But pretty much, it like doesn't have a lot of opacity, but it has some. And you can kind of mix gouache, or you can kind of mix watercolor with it to kind of give you like a gouache feel. And so for a long time I was using that. It had to be at least like a year, maybe. Or a little under a year, using kids tempera paint. And then when I found Himi gouache, it was like a life changer. It was so nice. The only colors that weren't very opaque were like the lemon yellow, which is to be expected, honestly. I can't think of any brand I've tried that has a really opaque lemon yellow. But yeah, it was just so nice. I really, when I first got Himi gouache in like 2021, I was just blown away. And then I heard people talking so bad about Himi gouache and everything. It was just weird. I personally love it. I think Himi gouache is really good, even still. Like the other day, I just bought. Let me grab it really. Where is it? Oh, the other day, I bought. What's up, Blue? Yes, we're unstoppable. Shaved head and all. The other day, I bought this. Because honestly, you cannot get a better deal on white gouache. Like, there's no better deal. I don't think there's any better deal on gouache than... It was like 200 milliliters for, I think this might have cost me $10, maybe $12. I think it was 12 actually. But yeah. I still ride with Himi. I still think Himi gouache is very, very good. Especially comparatively. Like, if I'm going to be buying gouache from another brand, it's just, the cost is unmatched. Okay, we'll just mix all this up. I thought I was gonna be a little more intentional, but I think we're just gonna mix it up and give a bunch of different colors for this water. Incredible aerodynamism. Dynamism. Yeah, I went back with the shaved head. We took off the beard, the little whatever it is, with the little chin scruff. I like having the beard or the little, not even the beard. I'm so distant from facial hair that I call that a beard, but the little whatever it is, little chin scruff I have, I took it off just to get a fresh start. I used to really always wish that I would have like a, a nice full, like, just a full beard. But I've never quite been able to grow anything like that. I'm trying to mix like a dark green brown, like a middle green brown for these little lines in the water. Hi Mira. I bought white gouache from Artex. I've heard good things about Artex one time, and it turned out to be white acrylic. Oh, that's got to be rough. Imagine the bait and switch on that. Did the listing say gouache, or did it? You just didn't look. You just didn't check. Being comfortable in our body in 2026 is tougher than learning how to paint. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if I still. I really want to find it. Should I look for it right now? I have a painting. Whatever. I want to look for it. Also, I don't know if you guys haven't seen this yet, but look at this. Isn't this so cool? Boom, look at that. Boom. We're back. Boom. I'm gonna grab something real quick and hold on. Have I ever tried casein? No, but I really desperately want to. I really want to, Tonya. Hold on, let me grab something real quick. I think it might be in this one, but like, hold on. Yeah, I really desperately want to try casein. That's a shame that they listed as gouache, because gouache is not acrylic at all. Okay, it's not in this one. Unless it is. Let's see. No, it's not. Okay. Doesn't it look so cool? I think you would love it. No need to prime, and it dries matte. Layers won't reactivate. I think. Sorry, I don't want to call you dude. Also, I just call everyone dude because when I grew up, we just called people dude. I really want to try casein. Casein looks so nice and smooth and silky. I have heard that it's kind of smelly a little bit. Tony, is it smelly? And also, only one brand makes it, from what I know. I think only one brand makes it, right? Let's see. Also, if you guys ever were curious, this is what I thought the pinnacle of drawing was in like 8th grade. Yeah, only Richardson makes it, which is kind of weird. Like, how does only one brand make a whole type of paint? Here's more. Hold on. Here's more childhood art. Isn't that so funny? Let's see what the age was. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Age 10. This is so funny. This is on like the worst quality paper as well. Paper's falling apart as we speak. Okay, I don't know if I can find it, honestly. I can't find it. Whatever. Oh, you know where it is? Hold on. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where it is. I'm sorry. You guys just watched like 10 minutes of me sorting through a piece of paper. Sorting through my art bins. You're forgiven. Wait, what? You're forgiven? Of course not. Okay, yeah. I was never a Sasuke guy. Never. Also, Tonya, have you tried casein? I'm very curious as well. Let's see. Let's hope I find it. I'm looking for the portrait I drew the first time I ever decided it was going to be okay if I went bald. Here it is. For so long, I was so concerned about going bald. Like, it was like one of my main fears. And it was just so stupid. It's so stupid because ultimately, it's kind of likely that I'll go bald. Like, that's kind of like in the cards for me, possibly. Like, we're already probably like 7 to 9% there. But yeah, this is the portrait I did. The first time I ever like shaved my head, like as close to bald as I can get. And yeah, I really like this painting. I think I did a short on it, but I don't think it did very well. But yeah, I really like this painting. 4/10/24. That was what, 2 years ago? Goodness. And then I had another one, so let's see if I can find the other one too. They were like, it was like a pair of paintings. If we're just going through old paintings too, I like this one as well. Yes, use it exclusively. Okay, for a few years. It's nice for portraits. Really? I'm really curious. That's actually really cool. We're using it exclusively. Okay, that's pretty sick. I want to try. I just heard it has a smell, and it's also a little expensive. That's the only thing that puts me off of it. Here it is. So it was like a pair. So these are like a pair of paintings. They look a little different. I feel like this one I went with a different kind of approach. But there's supposed to be two paintings. One of them I have hair, one of them I'm bald. It was really the day I did it, it was really more meaningful, but now it's kind of lost a little bit of its punch. But I still like them. I still think they're pretty. I would still hang them up. Oh my goodness. I have so many things in this binder that I haven't seen for a while. Like, I got this letter from, this is so cool. Maybe I should close it. I got this letter from James Gurney when I ordered something. I still have this. Yeah, I think this is very cool. And it also came with a bunch of stuff. Look at this. Isn't that sick? Yeah, these are just James Gurney. These are James Gurney sketches that I got. I forgot. I bought something that was signed. I think I bought a signed print or something. I actually forgot what I bought. Hello, PAS. I actually feel like I remember your name, PAS. I might be mistaken, and you might be someone else, but I feel like I remember that name from a long time ago. Please let me know. I feel like I remember your name. Yes, the tubes can be pricey. Just get basic colors and mix the others. They only have like 5, right? They only have like 5 or 6 colors, I think. I've only seen like a red, a yellow, a blue, and a green, and a brown, and a white, I think. And a burnt sienna, maybe. Okay, nothing else. Yeah, nothing else too cool is in here. You know what I do want to do one day? I have all this stuff that I save sometimes. Like sometimes I'll save some cutouts from magazines. Let's see. Use the whites for highlight with watercolor. I heard that casings have a shorter lifespan. Really, like you use them up quick. They have more a wild a set of a dozen. Wow. I definitely feel that. Just going wild, just getting everything. I want to. You know what I want to do? Maybe not today. Maybe some other day. Maybe tomorrow or something. I have these clippings from magazines that I would love to do some like collaging with. I just thought this was a cool. I thought this was a cool composition, but whatever. Looks strange. We got Jodie Foster. There we go. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I have a lot of these. I need some more as well. Is this? I think is this from a French movie or something? Masterson brush cleaner is the best. Let me look that up. Is it like a brush? Masterson brush cleaner. There we go. Oh, it's like a balm or like a. Okay, I see. It's like a wax or something. Yeah, I've always been interested. Been in the position I feel like to get Casey. Also, not be fearful about using it. I'm gonna try to paint some more before I lose my mind with all this stuff. Make sure my phone's not overheating. Okay, we're good. There's around 30 colors. Oh my goodness, I thought there was like 7 max. In France. Sennelier. Um, I just bought some mini bars. Mini bars of what? Mini bars of... Maybe you have the brush conditioner you're talking about. I've never had a brush expensive enough to have to use conditioner on it. And maybe that's not very good of me. Maybe that's not very like sustainable and very like eco-friendly of me. But I kind of just use them until they're done and they can't be used anymore. Then I throw them out. Maybe I should take more care of them. But it's also like, I use my brushes until they have a different use. Like this brush when I first got it was kind of a prettier brush, and it was probably more so used for like, I probably used it more for like detailed painting and stuff like that. But now that it's been used so much and it's been like worn out, it's just better for like it's just a bigger brush now. So I still use it, just it has a different use now, and it's not in the same shape as it was when I first got it. Which is fair. The master soap, but I hear the brush cleaner too. Have you guys ever tried those like brush cleaner little things? Like there's like a water bottle here and like a button, and you swirl or whatever, and it washes your brush. I've never needed that. I might just be really jaded to like buying art supplies, or like being sold to so much, and like everything is like trying to sell you on a product or like a new way to do something. But I just can't think of any like gimmicky art supply. And I'm not saying like the casein or the brush soap is, but I'm saying like there's so many of these little things that's like, dude, I just want to paint. Like that's all I want. I don't really care too much about all this other stuff. All this accessories, and I don't know. I enjoy the painting part. I don't really care too much about having a really cute travel brush or like having my name spelled out. I don't know. You know, all this stuff that you see sold and stuff. Although I will say I have been tempted to buy one of those really little. Have you guys seen those really small watercolor palettes? The second I show you guys will recognize. Like, let me look it up. These things are like so like. Let's see. Sorry for looking down. These. Oh my goodness, these things. I know you guys have seen these. Oops. Where's a good picture of it? I can't find a good picture now. Like these things right here. I've been tempted a couple times to buy these. Or buy something similar. Where is my YouTube? Okay, there we go. Sorry, this is so difficult to move everything back the way you want it to. Okay, we're back. Oh my goodness, it took so long. Um, I haven't, but I feel like. Oh, I saw it. It's cute, but I don't know how well it cleans. Oh, okay, that's the other one. That's the brush rinser thing. I haven't, but I feel like you'd have to rinse so many times to get the brush clean. I feel like I could put it in my mouth. I could put the brush in my mouth, swirled around, and it'd be clean. Like, I don't think it's that huge of a deal. Everyone wants your money, yeah. So you have to be mindful. The little magnetic wood palettes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a gift CD. I'm such a victim for any art supply. I'm not easily sold. I'm so pessimistic sometimes. But also, like, I'll be a hater for a while. Like, I'll hate on something. I'll hate on something for a long time, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? That would be kind of cool. Like, the second everyone's over it, the second everyone's over a trend or everyone's over something, I'm like, you know what? That wasn't so bad. Let's try it out. I got something similar for my niece. I wonder, maybe she probably liked it. Honestly, she probably liked it. I've had stuff like that I've enjoyed. Like a long time ago, I did a 3D printer thing. That was really kind of a similar size, and I enjoyed it. I would use it. I just have a better palette. Like I just don't really need to use it. I prefer a larger mixing space when I paint. You know what? PAS or PAS, you're onto something because I've been feeling like I don't have enough mixing space lately. Even though I love my small palette, like let's see. Even though I love this palette so much, and I've loved it down to the bones, like sometimes it just doesn't feel like this is enough mixing space. Like I almost wish it was like this, but this extended out. You know what I mean? Like I almost wish like it was this same size, but this extended here, so I'd have twice as much mixing space. The originals are from a Russian maker. That's the worst. Not that. That sounded really bad. But I feel like the worst part is that somebody originally had a good idea, and now like AliExpress can just take it. That's the worst part. Is like I can guarantee somebody on like Etsy just had a good idea, but now it's just like completely been mollywopped and taken by anyone on AliExpress or anywhere. Can just remake it. Like even for a while, I was working on something like that. It wasn't quite the same, but I was working on a product that had to do with plein air painting. But it's like I don't even know how much I really want to like. It's terrible to say, but it's like the second if you try to like help people and like put it out there, it's like now anyone can just take this thing and do whatever they want with it and like not have to credit you or not have to do anything. I don't know. Yeah, for sure, more making space over colors, 100%. I used to have a palette that was about like, where did it go? Oh yeah, it was like twice this size. It was like this and this. But I just didn't like looking at all these empty, like, it had so many empty things. I didn't like looking at it. So I've stuck with this one. And I love this one so much. Like, I use, let's see how many different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I use 13 different colors. And I just feel like the other one had like, and I just don't use these. I just wouldn't use another 16 colors over here. But I don't think there's really a solution. I don't know. Unless I just bring like a plate out with me, or like a little piece of metal or glass or something. Although I would love to make like a custom palette or something, like do like a whole fabrication thing. Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, it is a shame though. Like when someone comes up with a decent idea, and like especially with the AliExpress stuff, that just feels like the that would be the ultimate like slap in the face. Like you put your heart and soul into making something, and even if you try to make it at a decent price, it's like you can't beat AliExpress prices or Temu prices. You just can't beat them. Like it would be impossible to try to market something as cheap as someone on AliExpress could make it and sell it. So I don't know. I'm still just sitting with the idea that I had. And maybe someday it'll come out or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not super pressed about it. My local library has a 3D printer, so I'm learning how to use it and build models. That's really sick. That's beautiful. That's really sick. What kind of stuff are you trying to build? For a long time, I was really into my 3D printer, and I would use it like all the time and design stuff and go into CAD and like um, play around with ideas and like try to make all kinds of different stuff. I have not been on it lately, um, so now it just kind of sits in my closet and waits sadly for me to play with it again. But the only thing is, I have like a huge like sometimes my mind when I get certain like moral ideas, my mind has like a hard time trying to move on from it. And so like one of the things that I really struggle with 3D printing is like just as easily as you can make really cool things and do good and like make a lot of different like interesting things, there is so many like 3D printed dragons that don't need to exist. Have you guys seen those? Have you guys seen those 3D printed dragons? Like, oh my goodness. They're really cool and like the physics is really cool on them. But like it's just crazy how many of those exist now. So I just have a hard time getting back to the 3D printing stuff. But that shouldn't discourage you, Paz. I hope that you get that you have some fun with it and that you learn something. Okay, we're kind of just going back and forth. Let's put in this darker value. Okay, that sounds sick. A diorama would be really cool. Is Nendoroid the really stylized one? I think I can't quite put an image to my head, but I think Nendoroid are like the really stylized ones, right? Like they have like big eyes or something. Oops, that's too brown. That'd be really cool. I never really used my 3D printer for like the things that they're marketed for. Like you can make replacement parts. I never really did that. I was making pallets. Like I have an old video, if you guys haven't seen that one, where I make a 3D printed pallet. That was kind of cool. That was fun to do. Um, I tried to print an action figure one time. That was kind of fun. I actually can't. I had my 3D printer for a long time, but I just can't remember really what I was printing with it. Hey. Um, yeah, I did do that. I did have a double deck. Oh, that's actually what I was. That's the one I was talking about earlier. think I actually see it right here. Hold on. I'll grab it. I think I actually see it right here. Let's do this again. This is really fun. Okay, here it is. I love that we can do that now. I love that I can just disappear. Okay. Yeah, this is the one we 3D printed probably probably 2 years ago now. It's definitely seen better days. When I first had this, I thought it was so cool. But yeah, they have this little thing, has 8 colors in there, and this one has 8 colors in here. Or, yeah, 8 colors. And I had a little brush for it and everything, and it had this little thing where you can clean your brush off. Yeah, when I first made this, this was so sick. I really wouldn't mind making another one of these, but with just bigger containers for less colors. Like, honestly, do 1, 2. That might be too small. Maybe do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be cool. I have this country song stuck in my head for some reason. It is pretty cute. I wish there wasn't a delay. Because I know I said that, but it's going to take another like 20 seconds for it to get to you. It's almost like we're in space. Yeah, I remember that time was so cool too. Like, that's when I had my big DVD collection. For some reason, I really remember that. I remember around that time I was trying to build like a huge DVD collection. Totally unrelated to the palette, but I remember thinking that like that was going to be like the coolest thing ever, was to have a big collection of DVDs that I could just watch it at any moment. But then I just literally got rid of all of them. I got rid of all my DVDs because of a mental, I don't know, like a minimalist kind of hunch. I don't regret getting rid of them, but okay, we're gonna need to do something about this tree right here. It's looking a little odd. That should be more blue. There we go, that's not bad. Oh, yeah, it's at this little pivot where the weight changes a lot. I think tomorrow there's a chance I might go for a plein air painting. What day is tomorrow? What day is today? Oh, today's Tuesday. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe. I'm not sure though. But there's a location that I went to. It's that location. If I don't know if you guys have seen this video, maybe not. Maybe it's the video where I went to this little like beach the other day. It was. I think it's the video I posted 3 weeks ago. It's so hard because all my videos are so similar. I was gonna say like it's the one where I went to the beach and I had the red hat on, but like that's kind of most of my videos. But whatever, it was the one where like it started to rain a little bit. I forgot what the video was even called. But yeah, I think I want to go back to that spot and do a painting. Just gotta see if tomorrow's the right day to do it though. Try to add in a really bright color, a really bright tone, or tint. I forgot who told us that last time. That was really helpful. We learned, on the last stream, we learned that a shade is anything you mixed. I love the red hat, dude. I love the red hat. I don't care. I don't care about any connotations that might be added to a red hat. I love the red hat. Let me grab the red hat real quick. I love the red hat. It's too hot outside. It's hot here too, but I know it's hot everywhere. I know it's hot, and I've heard it's hot in Europe as well. It's so hot outside where I live. I have to wake up early. Yeah, same. I have to like coordinate things. I have to be like, I have to make sure it's gonna be a day where I'm able to be up at like 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock and get a painting done. If you're ever curious, that's like the times I usually paint, like 7 or 8 o'clock. Usually more like 8 to like 9 or something. But yeah, it sucks having to coordinate that. I miss when it was like I could just paint any time of the day. I wish I could do more snow paintings as well. I don't really live in a place that gets a lot of snow. Blue, I've heard that, but how hot is it? Because here in America, it gets really hot sometimes. It gets really hot. Like a couple weeks ago, it was like 102 here. It was really hot a while ago here. Hopefully this isn't going to be too bright. I feel like people talk a lot about how gouache shifts in color, but I feel like acrylic shifts way more. Acrylic is like, you'll put it down as one color and it'll be a completely different other color when it dries up. Oh. Well, even do Celsius, because what, like 20 Celsius? Europeans and Northerners don't always have that. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I guess that is a good point. Because here we're prepared to take on the heat because it's always hot. But it gets so hot that I start having like I don't know, I start feeling like odd and like, I don't know. I start getting like really irritated and stuff. Maybe I should take off the hat. Maybe that's not the best look. Maybe we should put on the other hat. Hold on. Let me grab the other hat. Let's grab the real man hat. Yes, sir. We had a full week over 43 Celsius, but the worst part, the nights were over 25. Let's see what is 43. Is this even on right? Yeah, it definitely was on right. I feel like it's messed up. What is 43 Celsius? Celsius. Did I hear? No, but I hate that I even. Oh my goodness, 109? Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. That's actually terrible. No, I don't. I unfortunately I like kind of know who that is, but I tried to stay out of stuff like that. Maybe he. I don't know if. I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing bad, but I don't know. I try not to follow like stuff like that. Like very popular people. Goodness, 109 is ridiculous. You guys should move out. Well, I don't know. But also, our news here does something like this hat's. I feel like it's all messed up. Maybe if I take my glasses off. I feel like, yeah, I need to reshape it someday. I haven't worn this hat in a long time. Whatever. Put it over there. I feel like our weather does something where they're like, it's 98, but it feels like 112. They do that a lot, where they say it feels like. I'm never quite convinced by the feel like number. So I feel like they want to make it sound crazier. So weird, but this is like totally not how I would go about a painting if I was working with gouache. This is like totally different. I feel like in gouache it'd be so much more comfortable. Temperature is really relative. Humidity and wind plays a huge. Yeah. I lived 1 year in Madagascar where it's burning. Oh no, I've heard it's. Well, I heard it depends a lot in Madagascar. Like the highlands have been really like chill. That really sucks. Okay, that really sucks. That's terrible. Like where I'm at, we get pretty bad like spreads of time where everything is so humid and it just feels like you're being like swallowed up by the heat. Um, but for the most part, we're pretty good here. That sucks that it's been so bad in France. I'm trying to figure out what color to put next. How long have we been streaming? Oops. Only 2 hours and 7 minutes. Okay, not very long. I kind of thought I was gonna quit at 2 hours, but I think I'll see how much more I can give, and then we'll go from there, I guess. I think I'm pretty resilient, but sometimes the streaming bone is like a different bone than like the filming bone. Like for me, it's very easy to film and like get a video done and do all that kind of stuff and like record and edit and everything. But I think the filming. That's why I mentioned clavicular, because our French term for hot days is canicule. People made wordplay about bad clavicule. What did clavicule do bad? I thought he was just like a handsome guy. Everybody thought was handsome. I thought that's all it was. Canicule. Canicule. Yeah, from my understanding, this is all I know about clavicule or clavicular. The only thing I know is that people think he's attractive. That's all I know. To me, he's like one of those characters like how Pete Davidson was really popular for a long time. I think he still is, but people were just talking about whether he was attractive or not. That's my understanding of the guy. So I wish him the best. What? Oh, that's crazy. That's funny. That's so funny. That's hilarious. I don't know if I would stage something like that. Getting rejected. I don't know if I would stage that. I would just cut the cameras, honestly. Like, if you guys ever see me live streaming in France and I go hit on some girls, I think it's time to cut. It's time to cut it. Like, I wouldn't even have that on stream. That would be such a funny stream, though. Honestly, I've been thinking about. I really would love to do like a plein air painting stream. I would just have to work. It'd probably be like a Sunday morning or something. Like the same time I would normally post a video, like 11 o'clock. But I really would like to. I've been thinking about ways to do that. To do a plein air painting stream. It's just getting like things to work out. If I had like my own house and my own like backyard and stuff, I think I would do that already. Or like my own land. I think I would already be doing plein air painting streams, but something about where I'm at right now doesn't really feel super conducive to that. Okay, I want to make a really vibrant. Well, actually, let's do some red. I think red is always good to put in the shadows of green. I think I gotta walk my dog soon, so let's see how long I'll paint. What time is it? It's 7:53. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be trying to do this quick. It looked staged as a duck. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. He stole in Paris with bodyguards. I'm pretty sure nobody would have noticed him. Oh, okay. He had big guys with him. It's crazy. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like there's so many famous people that like, if I saw this guy, I don't think I would really notice. Like, I don't think I'd really be like, I don't think I'd notice. The only person I would notice in public is like James Gurney. Like, I feel like I'd be like, oh snap, oh snap. Like everyone else is like really confused about who I'm freaking out about. But even like I feel like I've never been like a very big like big guy on like famous personalities. I feel like I just haven't really. I've never been super into that kind of stuff. I've always liked really niche characters. You know, on the topic of James Gurney, I actually have something really cool. Let's see. A long time ago, you could buy this book before it came out, I think. And James Gurney was signing them all. Oh, for sure. I would definitely try to have a word for him. I would try to make a video. I don't know. But maybe that would be distasteful. I don't think I'd ask for a video. But a long time ago, maybe like last year, you could buy James Gurney's book, The Artist's Guide to Sketching. And I had him sign it, and it was so cool. So this is like one of my favorite things I have from James Gurney. This really cool book. I have a couple of signed James Gurney stuff, James Gurney things. But yeah, I don't know if I would harass him though. I would probably just be like, hey, what's up? I like your paintings. And I would try to plug my channel. But I don't know. Aside from that, I don't have a lot of people that I would like. That's not true. There's people that I would be like, I'd be excited to meet because I know them, or I know them online, or I've maybe spoken to them once or twice. But I can't think of any like celebrities that I'm like dying to meet. Like maybe like Sylvester Stallone. I think Sylvester Stallone's the closest thing to like a person I might like fangirl over. Because Sylvester Stallone was like, when I was really going for a while ago, I was really going through some stuff like, just like I don't know, maybe like how a lot of young men do when you're like 18, 19, or like whatever, 16, going through some stuff. Like Sylvester Stallone was, or at least Rocky was like, that was my, like, that really helped me like with my mindset stuff. So if I ever met Sylvester Stallone, maybe I would freak out a little bit. But even then, he's just a guy. He's a guy, like same way I'm a guy. I don't know. I feel like maybe it wouldn't be all that serious. Blue, do you have anybody that you would like absolutely freak out over if you met them in person? Like maybe if no, even then I was gonna say like Shia LaBeouf, but even then it's like he's just a guy. I don't know. I feel like religion kind of changed that part of me. Like I don't really care that much about. I don't know. But I don't think I ever have. I don't think I ever really have cared that much about. Oh, you'd freak out over BTS. That's fair. I mean, I don't know. Oh, we dropped paint. I don't know. I can't think of anybody. Can't think of anybody. Like, unless I literally saw Jesus, and even I have my own little, like, whatever, my thoughts or whatever, but maybe if I saw Jesus, I'd be like, oh my goodness, dude. I'd be like, what in the world? This is a whole other thing. Obama? I don't think I'd freak out. I think I'd be like, I'd be happy and would be very respectful to meet him. I'd be happy to meet him, but you know, it's so funny. I was really close to Obama at one point in time. Um, like there was this thing. So there was this thing. I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but there's like a little event that the White House puts on like every year. I think it's every year, where they have like an Easter egg hunt on the White House lawn. And so during when Obama was president, I was at one of those Easter egg hunts. I got to go to the Easter egg hunt at the White House lawn. Um, so theoretically, I could have met Barack Obama then, but I forgot what happened. Like I think I don't even know where he was, but I think he was meeting people then. But I didn't meet him. But I was in the same like 300 acres as Barack Obama during that time. So there's some fun lore. But even Obama, I don't think I'd freak out. I think I'd probably pity him. Well, not pity him, but I'd be like, man, he really went through it. Just like any president, I'd probably feel that for them. I'm trying to really think. I can't think of anybody. I don't think I'll ever. I don't think there's anybody that would really have me like shaking to my boots. Yeah, I think that would have been nice. That would be cool to have a picture. That'd be really cool to have a picture of me with Obama as a kid. But I don't have that. I didn't meet him. I haven't met any famous people. Have you guys met famous people? The closest, like I've met Stipe. If you guys watch the UFC, I met a UFC fighter named Stipe Miocic, who's like he used to be the heavyweight champion in the UFC. I met him, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, I haven't met any. Let me think. No, I don't think I've met anyone famous. For a while, I was convinced that I met the guy that made Garfield, the Garfield comics. I was convinced that I met the guy that made the Garfield comics, but I'm pretty sure now it was just some guy that was teaching us. I'm pretty sure now it was just some guy that came to our school to teach us how to draw. I think he just happened to draw Garfield. I don't think he made Garfield. That's pretty cool. Mark Cuban's pretty cool. How many layers? I don't know. Maybe we're on like our fourth layer, maybe third or fourth. I don't know. I feel like Mark Cuban would be kind of cool. He's one of those guys that's like, I feel like even though he is really like incredibly wealthy, I feel like he would give you a conversation. Yeah, I feel like Mark Cuban would give you a conversation. Yeah, Mark Cuban. He seems like a cool guy. He seems like a decent guy. But I mean, you never really know. You never know with anybody. You know, I would have liked to meet this guy named Richie Havens. I think that would have been cool to meet him, but he's I think he passed away a long time ago. Yeah, there's a guy named Richie Havens. He's an old guitar player that I think would have been nice to meet. He does seem like a chill guy. I don't know, maybe he does seem like he would be chill. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I would have liked to meet Richie Havens. Rest in peace. I think I would. Um, who else would I want to meet? Do you guys have a list of like people you would like to meet? I don't think I have any famous people that I like really would like to meet, but there's some people here on YouTube that I've um, like I'm familiar with their content and stuff. And I think it'd be cool if I ever like get on the road and do start doing painting on the road and stuff like that. That I would like to stop by and meet and paint with for a little bit. I think that'd be cool. That's more of what I would be interested in than meeting Barack Obama for some reason. But I think nowadays like with the internet you start to really see how everyone is just a person, and so it kind of like I don't know, it kind of kills like the mysticism of everything. Like this is so unrelated, but I know there was I don't know if the reggae religion or if the Rastafarian religion is still a thing, but they thought that or apparently they thought that the former president of Ethiopia was like the reincarnation of Jesus. They thought he was a god. But I feel like with the internet now, it's like that's kind of harder to it's kind of harder to like think of anybody in that way now with the internet. Like you get to see everybody in like a human way. You know what I mean? Simone Biles, okay. I used to think she was. Well, I used to be when I was a young kid. I used to that was like my go-to person. People would ask me who my celebrity crush was. I used to always say Simone Biles. I don't know if I ever thought that much into it as a kid. I had a former governor. I had a former government minister hit on me on the what? Hold on. This is like hold on. This sentence is crazy. In the subway when I was in my 20s. I was pretty honored. He talked. Oh my goodness! Later, my friend told me. That's actually crazy. That would be something that would make me really like upset, honestly. If I like, yeah, that'd be really weird. That'd be really strange. I guess just be very lucky that you weren't taken anywhere on that on there. You weren't brought anywhere.
Hey Jay,
Yep.
I'm gonna give
That's really cool. Vander Holyfield's pretty cool. Did you meet him um, like modern day, like the old Evander Holyfield, or meet him like back a while ago when he was still fighting? Even though he did fight not that long ago, he fought what's the guy's name? He fought Vitor Belfort a while ago. Yeah, Evander Holyfield is pretty cool. I feel like he would be a stand-up guy. People talk so highly about Mike Tyson, but Evander Holyfield, pretty sure Evander Holyfield beat him like twice at least. It's pretty cool. I wonder, was he still fighting then? Was he still fighting in 2012, or did he retire before that? Okay, I don't know how much more I want to go with this painting, and my dog has to get walked. Let's see. But also don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do more of this painting later. Oh, you know what? No, I take it back. I take it back. And this is gonna be such a niche cut, but there is one person I would like to meet. Um, I would like to meet Juliana Pena. I don't know if you guys watched the UFC. He's a Shih Tzu. I don't know if you guys watched the UFC, but there was a female fighter named Juliana Pena, who had one of the most spectacular underdog performances of all time, and it seems like nobody cares anymore. But just for how crazy her underdog win was, I would like to meet her. I think she would be kind of cool to meet. Maybe I'll grab my dog real quick, and that's how we'll finish the stream off. But yeah, I think if I could meet Julian, oh my goodness, if I could meet Juliana Pena, that'd be really cool. I wouldn't be like crying. I wouldn't cry, burst into tears like Michael Jackson. When people would cry over Michael Jackson. But I would definitely be like, I would ask a lot of questions about that fight. Oops. It's kind of hard to keep everything in shot. Okay. Let me finish this and then we'll grab my dog real quick. Pele. Okay, I know he's pretty famous. I don't watch soccer, but maybe that would be kind of cool. Pele. Is he the one people are calling a dictator? I don't understand that. I don't understand. I'm so like lost on all these jokes and memes and stuff. All right, let's grab my dog real quick and then we'll call it a day. All right, I had to corral the wild beast. Here he is. Come here. Oh, sorry. Come here. Ah, my boy. Say hi. All right, there we go. All right. He's tired. He's done. You ready to go for a walk? You ready? Yeah, that video's kind of old, but yeah, you can look at that one. Pass. Tonya, I'll see you later. The stream was really nice. Thanks, Blue. Thanks, Pass. Thanks, Tonya. Who else? Marika was here a while ago. So yeah, thank you guys. See you guys later. Bye. All right. Let's go for a walk. Let's go. Bye, guys.